All right, so we're gonna go over some snatch basics, and we're gonna go over the deadlift and the pull. We're gonna work on our position today since we got snatches, and we're gonna go over some quick drills you guys can do to enhance your snatches. All right, so the first thing we're gonna go over is snatch grip, deadlifts, and lifting from the floor. So ideally, when you're setting up, we wanna make sure that everything is right in the middle, and as we lift off the floor, everything comes up together as opposed to pulling back or shifting our weight. We want everything right in the midfoot and that bar staying nice and close so that as we get it into the hip, it's a natural progression from big muscle to little muscle, and we're not overdoing it in any back and forth movement. So what I mean by that, we're gonna get in our stance, set up, chest is gonna be up, our legs are gonna be active, and we're just gonna pull up to the hip, all right? So once you get there, everything is coming straight up. I'm not shifting my weight back and forth. I wanna stay right in the middle as I'm lifting off the floor. As we're working on that deadlift and that pull, we wanna keep that bar nice and close so that we're almost grazing the top of our legs as we are standing up with it. Or we don't wanna drag it up so that there's friction, but we wanna keep it close enough where it stays in the middle and towards the center of gravity. All right, so as you're lifting off the floor, stay conscious of your weight balance in your feet, so pay attention to your feet. Lifting up off the floor, we don't wanna sit back with that weight here. We're staying in the middle. That bar clears the knees. If you're having trouble and you're going around the knees, make sure you just push out a little bit as you come up, and we'll keep that bar nice and close, all right? So practice the top half of that pull, knee to hip, pressing with our legs, and then as you get there, we're gonna work on that pull where everything comes together at the top. All right, so once we got that deadlift down, we're gonna continue that motion and create that bar path with the pull. So we're gonna, hopefully, as you get to the hip, everything extends together and that bar is just gonna float up. So we're gonna legs drive into the shoulders, big muscle to little muscle, all right? So as we come up, maintaining that same position in the middle, clear the knees, everything comes up together as if your hips and legs are just shooting that bar up tall. So practice getting that bar naturally to the hip and everything comes up together. Slow it down to maintain proper positions. Keep that bar close. Everything should meet right at time. All right, so we're gonna keep working on that pull, and then we're just gonna work on a muscle snatch to turn the bar over so we continue that bar path and keep building the roadmaps to where that bar needs to go, all right? So we're gonna go one snatch grip deadlift, one pull, one muscle snatch, and we're gonna follow that weight, and it's gotta lift in sequence. So big muscle to little muscle, make sure we're following that sequence for the best lift, all right? As we lift off the floor, clear the knees to the hip, naturally get there, drives up, and then we just turn that bar over. We're keeping that bar path tight, and we want everything to flow naturally. We don't want to make any weird moves back and forth or pull early with our arms. Everything's gonna flow big to small, all right? And the last thing we're gonna work on is just finishing with a power snatch with an overhead squat. So these are our first steps for snatches, for basic snatches. We're just gonna go through this natural progression. You guys practice this. Every time you come in, this is what we wanna see as coaches when we're going over this movement for our CrossFit classes or for our weightlifting classes. All right, so we're adding the power snatch and an overhead squat. Deadlift, pull, muscle, power, and squat. All right, so you guys keep practicing these movements, keep that bar close, and let those legs drive it so that your arms can lock it out. We'll see you next time. And extend upward, try to, I don't know what I just said, where I finished, but I'm gonna continue somewhere.
You know what helped?
Writing it down?
An outline.
Right at time, right on time, right at time. Right at time doesn't make any sense, right on time. Yeah, bloopers.